All right, time for the Sunday surprise draft. Chris, I have a trivia question for you. Name the only current NFL quarterback with 0 interceptions in his last 150 pass attempts.
I saw this question when we were in the commercial break on the sheet there, and I started racking my brain a little early, so sorry if I cheated here a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to say Cam Newton.
No. Womp, 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 womp.
Has even had
Baker Mayfield.
Is it Baker? Damn.
How about that?
Damn,
Baker
that is
Mayfield.
impressive. That really is. Good for Baker.
Offense getting it done even without Odell Beckham Jr. One of the things Kevin Stefanski told me yesterday, they still definitely miss Odell Beckham Jr., but the other receivers busting their butts, stepping up, and getting it done when the chances come their way. All right, Sunday surprise draft. And let me just start there. I mean, I'm happy to eat the crow. I said, Browns, prove to me that you can beat a great team. Prove to me that you can bust through the ceiling. Prove to me that you can step up and perform when it matters most. And Baker Mayfield, to his credit, was awesome. The Ron Swanson reference last week, the Dwight Schrute last night, that's just icing on the cake. That makes it even better. So, Baker Mayfield, congratulations. You are proving many wrong. I still want to see him do it against a team with a great pass rush. Maybe we'll see that next Monday night when the Ravens and the Browns get together. Maybe. But congratulations, Baker Mayfield and Cleveland Browns. That really was a surprise. Even the most ardent Browns fans had to be very worried about yesterday's game. Kudos to the Browns for pulling it off.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. It really was. And it did. I think you said it earlier. It made us go from, okay, the Browns are going to get in the playoffs to, whoa, if the Browns get in the playoffs, they might be able to win a few games here and you know, be a force. That's where it really changed, at least my thought. As we go forward here. So that was awesome. Good for Cleveland. Good for the Browns. I mean, I'm shocked. The biggest surprise is the Jets beat the Raiders. The Jets beat the Raiders in 59 minutes and 54 seconds of the game until the dumbest, most surprisingly stupid defensive call in the history of football happened. So, man, there was 2 surprises there. The Jets beat the Raiders in the first 59 and 54 seconds of the game, and then the dumbest defensive call I've ever seen. I don't know any other way to say it. I was shocked, one, that the Jets were leading. Hey, they played pretty good football. The Raiders certainly made some mistakes to help the Jets out when they were in control of the football game. But regardless, what happened at the end, I mean, that's the shocker of all shockers. You're right, Mike. You said it before with, like, was that the Miracle in the Meadowlands, the Joe Pisarcik? Maybe this is the moment. Maybe this is the moment that they play like, you know, this led to us drafting Trevor Lawrence in our 3 Super Bowl wins. Like, maybe that gets played in some highlight film 10 years from now. I don't know. I also am shocked that just everybody in New York has checked out on Sam Darnold. That's another thing I'll just say I'm a little surprised by. Are you surprised by that? That they're basically like, nope, see you, Sam. We want Trevor Lawrence. Bye-bye. I think that's a little harsh and a little bit of an overreaction in my opinion.
Well, I think between the mono and the seeing ghosts last year, that's when people started to go the other way on Darnold. He's never lived up to the potential. Remember, when you and I first started doing this show and you couldn't pronounce his name, he was the presumptive #1 overall pick going into the 2018 draft. Remember Sam Darnold?
Darnold, it's very
days?
French.
I do.
Yes, he was.
Remember didn't his grandfather do something where like he was the Marlboro Man or something like that? Like he came in with a lot of swagger.
He did.
Yeah.
His dad, his grandfather, his name was Dick Hammer, and he was the Marlboro Man. His grandfather.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't get any better than that.
So, but look, and this is the beauty of the rookie wage scale, although it's not beautiful for the quarterbacks who get thrown overboard. It's easier to say, see you later, we're moving on. You've got a guy who's coming into the league who's got the most buzz at the quarterback position since Andrew Luck. Yeah, I'm not surprised, especially for a Jets team that is starved for a franchise quarterback. They haven't had one since Joe Namath. This is the opportunity. Jets fans, ardent, hardcore, lifelong Jets fans, were happy with the outcome yesterday. Because, and I say this all the time, what difference does it make?
Yeah.
1-15 versus 0-16, 2-14 versus 3-13. Who the hell cares? And because 2 other teams have gone 0-16, the stigma isn't nearly what it would have been. Yeah, you don't want to go winless, but if it lays the foundation to finally get your franchise quarterback, then so be it. And look, there were 3 surprises in that game. The Raiders had that game won, and they were covering. They were one of my best bets. I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to be 3-0 this week. Nope. The Raiders blew it. They blew the lead. They had the 11-point lead.
Right. Ruggs fumbled. Right.
Yeah. And then they ended up stealing it at the end. It was a lot like the Heidi game that NBC televised back in the late 60s, where the Jets were leading late and they switched to Heidi, and the next thing you know, the Raiders won by double digits because they not only scored the late touchdown, they recovered a fumble on the kickoff and scored a touchdown by the time NBC switched back to the game. All right, surprise for me, surprise number 2. I'm going to go with New England scoring 45 points and giving up none against the Chargers. We were wired to think that the Patriots, if they were going to win games, it was going to be grinded out, methodical, situational football, make the right decision at the right time in the fourth quarter to secure victory, and not just romp, not spoil the fans into thinking that maybe they can do this more often. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to 45-0 on Thursday night against the Rams. But, it was, I think, one of those moments. If you're a Patriots fan, you're like, boy, this is great. I know it's not going to last long, but, boy, this is great, and I'm going to enjoy it while I can.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was amazing. The style of play in which they play it's in itself is amazing. I mean, it's like, it's like watching Green Bay without Bart Starr. It's just like, hey, we're going to get 5 yards and smash your mouth with every run play possible, and we're going to play good defense. And then, oh, yeah, we'll score a few touchdowns on special teams, too. I mean, it is remarkable. I know the stats aren't eye-popping from Cam Newton, but he's managing the game perfectly to this point. Didn't have to do much, and I would think that all but puts the nail in the coffin for Anthony Lynn and the Chargers as far as that's concerned. That is an ugly one, and that will leave a bad taste throughout the organization. My next surprise, I mean, I guess I'm staying in New York. I'm going to stay with "Here we go, Giants, here we go." Yep, I got to go with Big Blue. That was the shocker of the day yesterday. I mean, nobody expected the New York Giants to go into Seattle and beat Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. And, not only beat them, but, really physically match them and push them around in a lot of ways. And I think that's the impressive thing. Russell Wilson was unable to get off. Colt McCoy is your backup quarterback, hasn't played a lot of football over the last 4 and 5 years. He does a good enough job, doesn't make any bad mistakes, and Joe Judge and company manage the football game. The Giants aren't pretty either, but they certainly are rounding into form, and I think that was the surprise of Sunday over everything, was just the fact that they went in there and won that football game the way they did.
That really was. That's the one game, because I kind of had a feeling the Vikings were going to struggle with the Jaguars. So if I had to pick one that was a sure thing this weekend, it would have been the Seattle Seahawks beating the Giants straight.
Yeah,
Maybe
a lot of people lost in their suicide poll this week for this one.
We should maybe incorporate that into our weekly picks. The one team that we believe more strongly than any other is going to win straight up. No spread, just the one. The one that we would bank on every week as a straight up money line type of a winner. Maybe we should start doing that. We got a few weeks left in the regular season, and then
I'm
we
down
can
for
continue it to next year, unless they fire us. All right, last one for me. I could go a couple of different ways, but I want to give the Detroit Lions a little bit of love here.
Yeah.
Especially because I picked the Lions to win and you picked the Bears, but that game was over. That game was done. It was, and I don't know where you would do this research, but earlier this year, the Lions were beating the Bears by 10 points in Detroit, more than 10 points in Detroit. The Bears came back and won. They get together again. The Bears are up by 10. The Lions come back and win. And to see the excitement from a guy like Matthew Stafford, who usually doesn't roll that way, there was an element of ding dong, the witch is dead, with Matt Patricia out and Darrell Bevell in. And I still didn't think, while watching the game, it was going to be enough to make a difference. But, man, the way that happened, too, the Bears should be very grateful for the New York Jets today, because there would have been a lot more focus on the plays that were being called by Matt Nagy, Mitchell Trubisky having no awareness of the impending hit that caused the fumble that gave the Lions the ball inside the 10, down 3 points late. Just unbelievable. And it's not going well for Nagy and Pace, and it's amazing to think a guy who was coach of the year 2 years ago could be done. But based on yesterday, he could be done.
I mean, yeah, mismanagement of the end of the game. Trubisky dropping back the pass at that point. You've run the ball with success all day long. Why? Why do that? Then Trubisky drives them down, and don't forget, Allen Robinson's going to get the first down, and he went out of bounds a yard short of the first down. To then they ran a 4th-and-1 play where they got nothing. All right, my last Sunday surprise thing I think I'm going to go with the Rams and just how Kyler Murray's lack of effectiveness, just everything about the Arizona offense. He's inaccurate throwing the football right now. He can't make plays. I think I'm surprised by that it's lasted this long. I knew the Rams would give him troubles, but they're really going through a cold streak there in Arizona on the offensive side of the ball. And I think when you talk about it 4 or 5 weeks in a row, that's pretty shocking.
3 straight losses for the Cardinals. I don't think Kyler Murray lost 3 games in his high school and college career combined. So some adversity for them to fight through.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.